in here? Holy smokes. There you guys are. Boy, it's been a couple months since we got to hang out together, hasn't it? Now I know why. Either I've been busy or you've been hiding out in my backpack. Either way, boy, do we have an issue on our hands in the world. We have a global pandemic. And like you, most of you, I too have been, it's been recommended by our government to hang out in the cabin. Stay away from the virus that's out there flying around. So I've been doing that. But also, like you guys, I'm sure you have a little cabin fever ready to hit the trail. And so am I. So I'm out here cleaning out my backpack and found you guys. And speaking of backpacks, you know, my viewers and readers of my blog and such, I often am asked the question, how much money should they spend on a backpack? Cheap versus expensive. What do you say we just answer that question right now? Okay, so we're going to talk about comparing a cheaper pack, I don't say cheap, but less expensive, to a more expensive pack. I have two of them that I have used quite extensively. This is my, and at the end of the video I'll tell you which one I prefer. So this is an Osprey Atmos 65 AG. It's a 65 liter pack, well built, and it'll sell for about a couple $100. A little more, just a little less, depends on where you buy it. This guy right here is also a pretty good old pack. Not old. You can pick these up at online pretty quickly and easily for less than $100. Today they're selling for $85 on Amazon. $85. Also a 65 liter pack. It's a Teton Sports brand. It's the Explorer 4000. Okay, so here are our two packs. A couple $100, $85. So we're going to look at these two packs, compare these two packs from the perspective of from a weekend camper, not a thru hiker or a hardcore backpacker. They'll go out for 1, 2, 3 weeks at a time. We're going to look at it again from a weekender's standpoint. You're going out one night, maybe a weekend. You might go out 2 or 3 times a year, 4 or 5 times a year maybe, or once a year. So how much do you want to spend on a backpack? When considering how much you want to spend on a backpack, keep in mind the size. You don't want to buy a bigger pack than what you really need, or you don't want to buy too small of a pack just to save a few bucks. When you're considering the size of the pack that you would like to purchase, is what do your activities involve? Me, most of my backpack trips involve a fly fishing trip. So I need space, I need loops and straps and all kinds of things like that on the outside to strap all of my fishing gear to. Okay, so we have both packs here side by side. First thing we're going to check out is comfort. To me, comfort is almost the most important element of a backpack, to be honest. I mean, if you're going to go on a few trips a year, or even if it's just one trip, daggone it, you want to be comfortable. You don't want to make it a job or work. You don't want to make it a work project. There's plenty of that at home. The wifey can work on the honey-do list. That's why I take my honey with me on my backpacking trips, so she doesn't sit around the cabin here and stir up ideas for me to do. Let's take a look at this Osprey. Let's take a look at its straps right here. These straps are really secure. Got a little webbing so they can breathe well. Plenty of padding. Well built. The materials are good and solid. Good solid strapping all the way down, and good sew job here on these. So very comfortable straps. An $85 pack. What kind of straps do you get? Well, they do the job. They're padded, and they have some breathable material wrapped around them. They do okay, but side by side, they're definitely not as comfortable. But are they okay for a couple weekend trips? Certainly. Staying with comfort, the next item, the hip belt. As you can see here on this Osprey, this hip belt is very substantial. thick, but yet not heavy. Plenty of adjustments, so the comfort is your comfort is key there, and plenty of this webbing around it to keep your cool around your waist. Our $85 job. What kind? You get a big wide hip belt, which is pretty cool. Distributes the weight and comfort, but still less adjustments. One big webbed belt, okay, and it's a little tougher to snug up when you're on the trail. Once things start to loosen up, tougher to get them to cinch up, keep your comfort level on the high side. Continuing with comfort, have a look at the back padding to this Osprey. Actually, it's not really padding, it's a suspension. It's like a little trampoline. It's very springy, it's breathable, so if you're backpacking during some warmer weather, you got some airflow back there, keep you cool. And it also makes the pack ride really, really well. If you have this thing loaded to capacity, which I normally carry about 32 pounds, and that includes all my fishing gear, camera gear, and all that stuff. Now here's our less expensive pack. There's some padding here, little padding here and here, but there's really no ventilation. They say, well, if you look at this little label right here, it states airflow. So some air can get back through your back, but not near as well as this here. Another component on the backpack that will surely help with your comfort and your fit are the load lifters. These little straps at the top. So once you get your pack on, get your belt all cinched up, your sternum strap all cinched up, next thing you want to do is back here and pull those load lifters up, and they lift the load and pull the load up against your back for a good fit, so it's comfortable, so you're not hiking down the trail there and the pack is away from your back, pulling your back like this, wishing you had somebody else to carry the pack for you. This $85 pack, it has load lifters, so the same thing, just like the Osprey, but with a less expensive pack, the buckles aren't going to be as smooth, the webbing is going to be a little more clunky and tougher to work and to adjust as you move down the trail. My last point of comfort is getting a pack that fits you right out of the gate. Before you even adjust all the straps and stuff, you want to start with a pretty darn good fitting pack. With a more expensive pack, like this Osprey, you can go to a backpacking gear supply store, walk in there, and they will pull different sizes. They have in different increments, and they will get you one. They will fit you one that fits your torso. It means a lot out on the trail. On this Osprey, you can even make a few minor adjustments. Even though this pack was fitted for me at REI, I can still make just a couple little adjustments with this to just dial right in. Our $85 pack. Well, I can move some adjustments like this. As you can see, this strap slides down into a web. Now I can move this up and down like this, just like this. But other than that, that's the only adjustment I can make. One of the benefits that I really like with the Osprey pack are the pockets, the storage. It's very organized. Even the hip belt has pockets, zippered pockets. On the rear of the Osprey here, again, pockets, webbing here, pockets over here, pockets here. Even in the lid of the Osprey are a couple different compartments, zippered compartments. And what I like about that, I like to be very organized when I'm out on the trail. Now our less expensive pack, it also has extra compartments. Has a little bit of a netting, has two pockets. So with all this organization going on here, all these pockets and compartments and so on, the important thing is the zippers. The zippers on the things. You want a good quality zipper because you're in and out of here a lot, and the last thing you want to do is be on a trail, have a compartment full of stuff, zipper breaks, and then the stuff's falling out or you lose something as you travel along. So you want to pay attention and consider, yeah, a little extra money will probably get you a better compartment system. Zippers, the whole 9 yards. So what about the durability of the two, the material? I mean, they're both pretty rugged backpacks here, but if you put your hand on them, feel these things, you can tell that the Osprey material is of a little better quality, maybe a lot better quality than our less expensive pack over here. But that's not to say that this won't hold up for several good weekend trips, or for several years for that matter. So there you have it. Cheap versus expensive backpacks. So my suggestion is this: buy as much or as good a quality as a pack as your budget will allow. You'll be so thankful for it later on in comfort and in durability, and overall a great fun time out on the trail. So I'm going to go finish cleaning these things up. You enjoy the rest of your day, and thanks for watching. And if you haven't subscribed to the channel, please do so. And one last thing, every chance you get, guide a kid outside.